On tonight's show, we'll be discussing ways in which a woman can totally put a man off. Ladies, maybe you have loads going for you, but there are mistakes that you make that are a big no-no. Welcome to the show. So what do you think about that story? Is plastic surgery a big no-no, do you think, for you?
A huge no-no. I think it's, I mean, obviously, I would like to think we're in a Botox-free zone here.
Yes, we are.
Definitely.
I can tell.
All natural.
Youthful looking. I think it's, you know, one of the most, and we'll sort of get onto this, one of the most potently attractive qualities of anyone, and certainly from a man's point of view, a woman, is naturalness. And therefore, any form of cosmetic surgery. I mean, Demi Moore, she spent, what, $250,000 on looking awesome, at least, you know, on screen. I haven't seen a close-up. It might be a bit of a horror show with the wrong lighting. I don't know, but it goes against the grain of naturalness, and the more unnatural you become, therefore, I think potentially less attractive you become, and also it says something about your psychology as well.
Okay, a few varied opinions there. Which ones did you like?
I was concerned about the man in the hat. And the other guy, actually even worse, he's obviously had women who bite their toenails when they meet him. I mean, that's a huge worry. I've never had that experience. I don't know if you have, Ian, but we should cut that out. I mean, generally, you have a better emotional thermostat than men. That's a generalisation, because you just, from a young age, you discuss stuff, you cry, you share emotions, you talk, you know,
express ourselves.
About 2,000 words a day more than even Ian and I. And therefore, you're much more tuned into emotions, and both the good and bad. You know how to deal with them. The way that generally a lot of men don't know how to, because we have to project an image of strength, of independence, and therefore we don't want to show weakness, and therefore weakness.
Is that how you actually feel, though? Is that just like a front?
Often, it's it's a good question. It depends on the man. I think it can be a mixture. Sometimes
that's a good point.
It is sometimes it is a front, and I think
you expect it to be that way.
What a lot of, obviously, I can't believe I'm giving away a state secret on behalf of men.
Exclusive, Chrissy B Show.
And they don't realise just how bad hurty knee and man flu are. But be that aside, no, seriously, some of the things we have to put up with. But also, actually, men don't want to show weakness or vulnerability, and certainly the more alpha men you're meant to be, and how you think you're meant to be, certainly with women, actually underneath, a lot of men, no matter how confident they appear when it comes to asking a woman out or dealing with emotion, will actually not be able to deal with it in the same way and to the same volume, the same extent, the same depth that women will be able to. I think we're in an interesting time, because, you know, a generation of 30, 40-something women in particular now have more opportunities in life and more potential independence, financially, professionally, culturally, socially, yes, and sexually. And this is very exciting for women. It's also exciting for men, for real men who like real women. But by the same token, men struggle to adjust with that. I think so do women sometimes. And therefore, you get an issue where both sexes are adjusting to this new state, as it were. And women sometimes think, well, actually, we have greater freedom. Therefore, we can go out for what we want. And men think, oh, I'm being asked out by a woman. I'm trying to be seduced by a woman. This is most disconcerting.
Yeah.
You know, this wasn't the rule book when I was a boy. So generally, there are many things. I would say, I know the focus of the programme is on what we don't like about women. But there are many things I love about women. There are many things I think men love about women, and that are particularly female, and you should never lose those. And that's what attracts us to you. Yes, there are one or two things which aren't so helpful. And interesting, the guys there mentioned clinginess. And I think it stems from a time back in the dinosaur age when, you know, the men were physically bigger, stronger, more courageous, adventurous, have to knock a diplodocus over the head, drag this great beast back for a dinosaur dinner, which of course the woman would cook, but you don't drag him out to the woman he fancies, so therefore women have to look good. You know, and their blue woad and, you know, and rabbit fur, whatever they could find.
Blue woad.
And it's still in the psyche, and that's what's interesting. Some women, which saddens me, no matter how well educated, what part of society they come from, no how attractive they are, not just physically, mentally and otherwise, they sometimes feel they can't be the real them unless they're with a man. They can only be validated as an individual and in life if they're with a man. And he's suddenly going to be attracted by her, and not the woman who's playing a role that she thinks she needs to perform to get the man she feels she wants to like her, to make her the person she feels she has to be.
It's just a mess, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, as a nation, I think, and men are as guilty of this as possible, as much as women. As a nation, I think we walk badly. And some women wear heels, and heels, I think, God, I'm a bloke, I'd hate to wear heels. And
Lisa loves them.
Yeah,
she absolutely loves them.
And I've been watching her walk about the studio, and I thought, there's a woman who doesn't need to practice anymore, you know, and flows if she's on casters. But not all women have Lisa's, high heel quality, and they struggle. And sometimes they walk, rather than a woman, like a hod carrier with hemorrhoids. It's not a good look. I mean, and that's the only problem. And it's all about the demeanour, how they walk, how they move, how they think, and what they say. Yeah. And a man will see all this and think, well, there's a woman that comes up, sort of very meek, and apologetic, and rather than exuding not arrogance but a warm, natural, elegant sensuality and happiness with herself, you know, and accepting all the beautiful, bizarre, and even beastly aspects of her character. And if a woman is, you know, accepts those elements and is happy to meet the man on a level and not with an expectation or a hope, or even a belief that she's not as good as the man, then, you know, that she's not going to get very far.